While Mark and the squad rapidly boosted through the cosmos on a large ship, they chatted amongst themselves and joked in preparation for the upcoming battle, when suddenly the vessel was struck by something, causing a violent explosion that puts everyone's lives in danger. With the ship destroyed and its scrap left to roam the emptiness of space for eternity, the bridge crew automatically detaches and begins heading back towards the home base. Only now, just realizing that the main ship was actually hit by an attack, and not content with leaving their father to die in the cold vacuum, Mark, Oliver and Tech Jacket move to the airlock in preparation to go look for him. Holding their breath as they fly out, the trio communicates using a special bit of tech that allows their thoughts to be transmitted to someone else. Wondering what to do, Mark tells his little bro to just remain calm and look for anyone that went missing. However, as Mark himself glances up, his demeanor changes as he comes face to face with someone that he was absolutely sure he killed, the Viltrumite Conquest. Accompanying him to battle this time is Lucen, a 1,000-year-old being born on the planet Viltrum, and some random ass photo Viltrumite that's actually there with him. Floating there, Conquest gloats about how happy he is to get a second chance to fight Mark, and points out how he can see that he decided to bring a few friends of his own with him this time. Pissed off, Mark listens as the old fart continues. He elaborates that, unlike last time, his orders are simple. Leave no one alive, slaughter them all. He even admits that he underestimated Mark the first time, but surely he's gone and left his girl at home this time. Obviously, if you want to know what bro's actually referring to, then be sure to check out my video explaining the first fight between these two. I'll leave a link down in the description below. But either way, gritting his teeth, Mark becomes angry at the sight of seeing Conquest. Seeing this himself, Conquest thinks it's a pity. However, it's alright in his eyes, as since Mark brought along some help, it should make this fight ever the more brutal. Still, he questions if Mark grossly overestimated the abilities of the Geldarians. After all, they need technology to even compete with beasts like themselves. Seeing that the kid's arm's also healed, he states he'll enjoy breaking it again, before finally telling Mark that he's aiming to kill everyone else first, so he hopes he enjoys the show. Oliver, like a complete muppet, boosts towards Conquest. Mark, behind, screams for him to halt. However, before he's able to catch up and stop him, Lucen intervenes, grabbing a hold of our boy and preventing him from helping. Firing a beam from his own wrist phaser, Zack questions the others as he thought they were going to form a plan or something, but now he's just left there aimlessly shooting at them. Elsewhere on the battlefield, and emerging from the debris left over from the ship's explosion, Nolan can only watch in horror as he realizes that Conquest has returned. Also watching from afar, Mark sees Conquest easily smack Oliver away and joke that he'll start off as a nice warm-up. Not having this, Nolan charges into Conquest, tackling him off his youngest son. Off to the side, and only just coming back to reality now, Alan questions what and how this all just happened. Firing one of the Geldarian's lasers from his back, Zack's own attack has little to no effect on the unnamed Viltrumites. Changing things up, he then quickly activates the suit's strike form and lands a hit that launches the dude off him. Grabbing a hold of Nolan's brick-shaped head though, Conquest can't believe the luck that he has. Out of everyone that he gets to kill, it is the traitor Nolan. He asks what he did to deserve such fortune and quips that Mark is extremely powerful himself, almost as strong as he is. Throwing his mechanically upgraded cybernetic head into Nolan's dome, he fractures the old man's nose. Having broken free though, Mark rushes towards his father before pummeling into Conquest. Nolan screams out to him as the two float off, telling him to be careful. However, Mark replies that this isn't their first fight and he can win. Demanding to know how the old man's alive, Mark starts landing punch after punch. He knows he killed him back on Earth, so while landing another elbow to the dome, screams at him asking how it was he lived. Throwing his arms apart and in turn tossing Mark across the battlefield, Conquest jokes that it seems like the boy isn't as strong as he was back on Earth. Alone now though, Lucen boosts over towards Oliver, who starts verbally harassing the dude, claiming he ain't made. Simultaneously, the fodder-boarding Viltrumite smashes his fist into Zack's armor, completely shattering the face part. Dropping down from above though, Alan lands a left jab that frees up Zack for a while, allowing the tech jacket to repair itself. Still confused himself, Mark demands to know how he's still alive. Finally, spilling the beans to him, Conquest reveals that he awoke encased in steel deep under the Earth's surface. Turns out that there was actually someone stupid enough on the planet that thought they could somehow contain him. Back over with Oliver, Lucen slaps him around a few times. Luckily, Nolan once again intervenes, landing a double-footed slam to his chest. While being driven off by Nolan, Lucen remarks that he should have made sure he was dead during their last encounter, but Nolan just quips back that he isn't going to make that same mistake this time. Landing his own kick to his old-ass opponent's head, Mark realizes that it had to have been Cecil who kept Conquest alive. He vows to question him on it, but before he can say any more, Conquest cracks him with a left jab and jokes that he's been a bit too optimistic for a dead man. Over with Oliver, dude lands a blow on Lucen while his father bear hugs him from behind. Ellen, who's obviously still helping out the other young blood Zach, holds up the unnamed Viltrumite, demanding to know why they only sent 3 of them. Right on damn freaking cue though, Viltrumite reinforcements arrive, sending the battle into complete lunacy. Knowing that they really can't fight this many enemies head on, Nolan looks around and sees that his youngest Oliver is starting to suffocate in space. Remembering that they had just passed a planet moments ago, Nolan tells Oliver to head to it so he can catch his breath. Back in the main bout, and having just taken a punch from Mark, Conquest turns and notices the rat fleeing from battle. He jokes that running away will only ensure his demise, before punching Mark off him and heading in Oliver's direction. Not wanting the little man to suffer, Mark quickly recovers and chases after the two. Bit by bit, he gets closer and closer to the Viltrumites. Reaching their planet's upper atmosphere, Mark tackles Conquest from behind before pile-driving his old ass into the side of a cliff and smashing him into the ground. A violent explosion radiates out, and as the dust clears, we find Mark sitting atop Conquest, fingers gripped around his thick, power slap ready neck. Laying there, Conquest smiles, sending Mark even further into rage. He goes to speak his mind, however, Conquest flies off in an attempt to break Mark's hold. Not letting go, Mark is dragged from the planet's surface all the way back up into space. He asks Conquest what that was supposed to do to him, annoying the Viltrumite, who knows for a fact that he can make him let go. Stating that it looks like it's time to change the death order, Conquest boosts off and around the planet while Oliver watches from a distance below. Back up in space, Nolan and Ellen fight off the enslaved aliens who showed up as reinforcements for the Viltrumites. Not knowing where Mark and Conquest had gotten off to, Ellen lets them know where they could possibly be. Without hesitation, Nolan immediately leaves the battle to track down the kids. Noticing this, Ellen, utterly fretted that half his team's vanished, jokes that this is just great. Down on the surface of the planet, Mark, who still hasn't let go, continues to suffocate Conquest. He screams at the old fart, asking if he gets it now. There is no way that he is going to let go. In an effort to get him to let go, Conquest throws a right hook that cracks, dislocates, and throws Mark's stomach out of alignment. Coughing up blood, Bro states that he still isn't letting go. He grips down on the Viltrumite's neck as he's sent crashing through the planet's boulderous terrain. Rotating his own fist to ensure the damage on Mark, Conquest then impales him through the torso, causing his disembowelment along with the absolute shattering of his spine. Still not letting go though, Mark crashes to the ground, his hands still latched tightly around Conquest's pathetic throat. Gritting his teeth, Mark keeps applying pressure while questioning how long it'll take until he's done. However, before he can finish his sentence, Conquest begins tearing out our boy's stomach. As both of their eyes roll back in their heads due to the pain, the ancient being makes one last attempt to free himself and takes off, slamming Mark all over the face of the planet. In the end though, Mark collapses onto the ground, victorious, with Conquest dead beside him. Arriving moments later, Nolan and Oliver fly in to see a sight that I'm probably gonna have to blur, to be honest. Along with like half this video, let's be honest, like Invincible just does not care about the brutality. The complete and utter violence of this fight was wild, but hey, at the end of the day, it's just a cartoon and it should never represent how you actually want to act in life. Like, if it's affecting how you're acting in life, you need to go and seek counseling or something. But either way, if you have enjoyed the video and want me to cover all of, say, the Viltrumite War or just the other pivotal battles that happen after this, then leave a like and let me know down below. I will always read all of those comments because like half the time I wouldn't know what to read if it wasn't for them. That being said, subscribe if you are new around here and enjoyed the video, as it really helps out in pushing my content to a bunch of new amazing people. Plus, if you want to get early access to all of my videos, then feel free to become a YouTube member or check out the Patreon, which I'll leave linked down below. Either way, I somehow turned one chapter into 9 minutes, but for now it's been your professional degenerate Diavolo, and I'll see you all in a bit. Bye.